let's start with this. Walking by the studio in downtown Regina, which is apparently not for everybody, is Wes Cates. I wave. I'm like, come on in. So Wes Cates just popped into the studio. Let me get your
I was trying
synopsis.
to get my steps in, Barney.
Yeah, are you?
What the heck, man?
Yeah?
You interrupted me.
Because this weekend you wouldn't have been able to do a lot of working out because so many things were in limbo.
Yeah, I was tied up. I was looking at my steps like, man, I didn't get many in on Friday or Saturday.
You played in the league. Even going back to your high school days, college, anything like that, have you ever experienced as a player a game that was pushed back to another day?
No. Well, I shouldn't say that. Well, no, I have had one canceled, but not pushed back. I played college during 9/11, so missed that week. But no, never anything postponed like that. I thought it was weird. I thought after about an hour and a half, it was kind of pointless to keep, you know what I mean, delaying it. But I found out that the rules are as long as the game doesn't actually start, you can kind of postpone it as long as you need to. So it can kind of be postponed all day. But once it starts, then you only have an hour window to delay it. So, all right.
I was shocked. I was out at Country Thunder because after the first part of the delay, I had some people that I had to take care of. I had to get them out there, all that. I'm like, okay, we can make it back in. And I said, we could be into midnight football.
Yeah.
This could be something special.
Well, that's the one thing, because I was thinking about it, because I was, like, during the extra call, like, on air, I was like, this is ridiculous. I'd never want to play. But then I was like, but it would be kind of cool to say you played a night game or, like, a midnight game or something like that. Yeah. But I still feel like just everything you have to go through and just sitting there waiting, once you're kind of into your routine, your anxiety, all that stuff, anticipation gets you hyped up. And then, you know, you're running off of the meal, you know, everybody's got that specific meal because they want the carbs and the energy, but they don't want to feel too heavy. So you kind of, like, once you mess that up, it kind of throws you all off.
And the elder statesmen, the older guys in the team, getting warmed up at late 30s is a lot different than getting warmed up in your early 20s.
Exactly.
When you're like Gumby.
Exactly. Yeah. No, the old guys wouldn't have made it. They'd have, like, fell asleep on the sideline or something during the midnight game. Yeah. The young dudes might have thought it was fun, but those guys like, man, I'm ready for bed. I don't have it. The energy's gone.
Did you get any insight? Did you talk to anybody from Calgary and just the rigmarole, to use a great word, that they went through Friday night? Because I'm sure while they're behind the scenes looking at, okay, is this game going to go? When does it go? If we need a half-hour warm-up. There's another probably platoon or group of people going, what happens if we got to play this tomorrow? We got to get these guys in beds. Yeah. We got to get them food. It sounded like a schmozzle for the Stamps.
Well, it sounded like maybe some of them went to Moose Jaw.
No way.
I know a few of them got rooms at Hotel Sask. Yeah. And then I think the majority of them got rooms at the dorms. Yeah. So, I mean, this was my rationale. It's like, as the road team, they're coming off of, you know, everything was kind of more normal for them, even though the riders were at home. When you're on the road, you already know you're not sleeping in your bed. In most hotel rooms that the league puts the teams up into have great beds, but that doesn't mean that it's your bed, right? Yeah. Doesn't mean you're gonna get the most quality sleep. So I think that almost helped the Stamps, you know what I mean? Because their mindset was already ready for the uncertainty of being on the road.
Yeah.
So
we're already uncomfortable a bit.
Yeah.
We're a little more uncomfortable. The other thing too, and I think I was listening to you guys on the post game, was it's Regina, like. There's not a lot of food options at 11:30 at night.
Yeah. No, for sure. So, I mean, maybe, I don't know, maybe O'Hanlon's got a nice little order in late or something.
Maybe that platoon planned for that, right? Like, we were like, hey, now we got to get these guys some, like, regular food. They can't be eating fast food, all that. And then game-wise, like, we're going to get into it here for the next 3 hours. And I know you guys did. But it was definitely one of those sporting events where a team, you think it's like step on the throat early. They don't want to be here. Yeah. Let's just wrap this up. And it was like the Riders didn't do that, especially in those first two possessions. The bobbled punt. Calgary didn't look buttoned up at all.
No.
And then they just started methodically picking it apart, and it's like, whoa. Like, I felt the Riders were up 21-0. They're up 3-0, like a lot of fans. Yeah. And then they just, I thought how Vernon Adams and maybe it was the game plan, maybe it was him with that quick little pump, and then picked apart the zone.
I think that the Stamps came in like we're gonna do heavy run, because I noticed the very first play, even where Vernon Adams threw that pick, they brought in an extra O lineman, and I'm like, okay, they're going heavy first play, so they're going to establish the run. Then they come out of it with a play action, and then Vernon kind of throws it short, but he was looking for that little mid-range zone towards the sideline, and
like the little shallow
corner,
corner pattern.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay, they played that all right, but then they came back to it, and then they hit it, and then they came back to it again and again, and I'm like, well, they clearly had a game plan to hit that part of the zone, so why aren't we adjusting to kind of close that off? So that kind of frustrated me, and then the fact that the Riders have this persona of being a run team now, and then they didn't run, and I'm like, okay, so basically Calgary kind of did everything right in coming out with a game plan and sticking to it, and the Riders seem to completely go away from. I don't know. Maybe the game plan was, hey, Stamps looked good on the run last week, so we're just going to air it out. But when you're short on receivers, you know what I mean. And then they were all that intermediate, those hooks and stuff that the Riders have been getting over the first few weeks. Calgary took that away. That's why Robistelli ate on the outside. So I mean, the Riders adjusted. I would say Trevor Harris adjusted well. I don't know if it was as much of Mueller making some play calls. I'm sure he made a few, but I thought Trevor Harris just said, this is all they're giving me. I'm I take these shots over the top outside.
I thought that exactly. About halfway through the game, I'm like, they're not giving him those like those little quick slants, the little hooks in the middle. No. They're kind of taking that away. And then I thought the Riders possibly, and you as a former running back, I thought maybe they'd go to more swing passes, more even wide out screens. Because if they're giving them that outside, back to the Stamps, and the play, I think it was the first touchdown, where they fake the hitch or the screen, and then they had the two guys running verticals. Mm-hmm. That was a thing of beauty, and I'm like, that is coaching, scouting, and then they executed it perfectly.
Yeah, I felt like this was probably the first game that the Riders got out coached, to be honest. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just
and that happens.
Flat out. Yeah. It just happened because you think, well, maybe that was a kind of a fluke what Calgary did to Winnipeg. And so you're like, we're just going to stick to what we know. And then Calgary's like, oh, I hope they stick to what they know because we got that covered.
Hey, I got egg on my face because I was waiting to see. I was like, is Calgary for real? We're going to see Friday night, which turned into Saturday afternoon. Now, I'm a little bit of a believer in the Stamps. And for having that turnover that they had this year, they're still young as a team, like 4 or 5 games in. Still young. So
they look good. Those veteran DBs and vets they have on O.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like they're bringing the young guys along quick.
Are you worried about BC?
Not as much as I was worried. If I'm being honest, I was kind of worried about this game against Calgary because just the way they played against Winnipeg, even with Oliveira back, I was like, man, Calgary's defense kind of looked like they had answers for everything against Winnipeg. And I actually told a couple people before the game, I didn't say this on air, but I was like, I wouldn't be surprised if Calgary wins by a couple scores. Yeah. Just because they look good, and sometimes you never know how you're going to play coming off of a bye. Mm. So, I mean, when I went back and looked at the stats, I was like, really, the Riders didn't get dominated, except for in the run game. But other than that, it was a pretty fair game. They just didn't take advantage of those turnovers like you talked about. So, I don't think it's like panic mode, but I do think like the Riders got to, you know what I mean, start getting a little more creative and figure some things out, and definitely make sure that you don't lose that run game prowess that they have, because like that's what you need really. If you're thinking about winning a championship, you need teams to fear to run, and you need to be able to get yards on the ground.
9 yards.
The clutch.
9 yards for AJ.
Yeah.
If a guy would have bet AJ Ouellette under 20 yards, they would have sent someone to your house saying you're a crazy person.
Right. Yeah, straight up. Yeah, I wonder if AJ was part of the, what do they call it? Like the betting, whatever, when they have 3 things on the line.
That's hard to believe. I'm worried about the Lions, because not that, it's not everything's a copycat league and everyone's always saying like, but the book's out there maybe a little bit on how to pick apart the rider's zone, but then they'll adjust.
Yeah, for
and then
sure.
they're going to show different looks. Okay, well, let you get your steps in.
Yeah, all right, man.
Hey, thanks for coming by. Wes Cates joining us here. We'll take a quick break.